Hi, okay, if you're watching me now, then you're interested in the 8-year-old to 12-year-old age group, and you're wondering about training for them, what you should be looking for and the things you should be doing. And I have to tell you guys right now, 8 to 12-year-olds, this is going to be the most confusing and upsetting portion of your child's youth sports career. It's got the biggest separation, and it's also the most important set of years and the most competitive amongst parents and for kids. And one of the reasons is that because as you move up to 10, 11, 12-year-olds, the kids are getting prepared to go to high school. And so only so many kids can play in high school. In fact, I get an opportunity a lot of times to be on radio programs or I go to meetings and for leagues and things like that. And there's always someone on the panel that will bring up the fact that organized youth leagues need to change the way they're doing things because 80% of the kids quit by age 13, that they just quit. And I'm always the person on the panel that goes, wait a minute, those are just statistics. I know about statistics. I go, the reason 80% of the kids quit is because they go to high school. And only so many people are going to make the high school team. And then the kids are interested in other things. You know, you've been playing all these years from probably 5 years old, and you're kind of burned out. And you get there, you get to high school, you're not as good as some of the kids there. And you go play, but you'll play recreational. You'll go with your friends out to play, and you have other interests. So it's kind of a misnomer, and I hear it over and over, and it kind of upsets me a little bit, but I don't get too bent out of shape about it. I understand what people are saying, but it is true. Most kids will stop playing organized youth sports. That doesn't mean they stop playing, all right? So if you can have your kid playing when they're 22, 23, 24, you've done a great job. If they're interested in athletics at that age, you've done a good job, and that's what we're all about here. We want them to enjoy their young years playing because that'll make them want to keep playing the rest of their lives. All right, so now let's look at what you're going to be trying to accomplish looking for a trainer for your kid that's between 8 to 12. So what we want to do is we want to break this down a little bit more. So between 8 and 10, what you're going to be trying to do is you're going to be trying to fill in the holes where your kid is. Now here's what happens from the 5 to 7-year-olds. When you're playing at the younger age where everybody's really nice and happy-go-lucky, and then you switch over, and then you're at the next level. And this is when you'll see that separation in the kids that are really good athletes or good players, and the kids that are average, and then the kids that are really weak. Okay, that separation happens really fast, and it's the kids in the middle that are going to have to decide which way they go. If you want to know which group you're in, if you're a really great athlete and a really good player, when you were playing at the younger ages, as you were walking back to your car after the game and everybody's going, wow, great game, your kid really played well. Well, somebody walked up and said, hey, we're from XYZ club or travel team, and we're wondering if you want to come to our practice. If you had that happen to you, your kid's a good player, okay? And I would say this, at 8, 9, 10, think about it, you might want to move in that direction. Okay, if you didn't get that and your kids seem to be pretty good, they score, a lot, and they seem to kind of get the game, but maybe they're missing some of the athletic part of it, but they get the game, or they are very athletic, but they don't seem to know what's going on out there. You're still in good shape, so don't worry about it. Just go ahead. I would make the decision, if I'm that parent, to keep my kid in the same league they were in for a few more years. Okay, they're going to be a little bit more advanced, and they're going to do really well, but I think for kids in that age group, it's okay to keep them kind of in the regular league, not go travel and club. Travel and club, you just dedicated your kid to that sport because you can't play around in travel and club, okay? Because there's always new kids coming that are just as good as your kid that want to play in those positions, and if you're not going to be serious about it, it's time to move on. And I still think between 5 and 10 years old, your kids should try out at least 3 or 4 different sports to see what they really like and what they're really good at. And sometimes what they like, they're not quite as good at, so you want to find out what they're good at also, so that can be their primary sport, and then you can make their secondary sport the sport they like, and you can be relaxed and really have fun with that. But if they find a sport they like and they're good at, you've hit gold. Okay, that's really where you want to be. But they should always have a secondary sport. All right, so what you want to look for if you're in that middle group where your kid's sort of good, you got to get skill development. This is what it's all about for you guys. It's all about skill development and athleticism. You're going to work on both of those. So I would think about putting them in some sort of plyometrics type course, and then I would find a private trainer, but we don't want to go one-on-one yet, okay? We want small groups. Small group is anywhere from 5 to 12 kids. Anything over that, I think you've sort of missed the boat here. Okay, so you want to go small group private trainer. You don't want to waste your time with a lot of clinics and things like that. You're never going to get anything done. In a clinic, there's about 30 kids, 40 kids in there, and they're going through all these stations, and there's not enough time spent on each kid to get them where they need to be. So again, this is from our 8-year-old to 10-year-old group. All right. If you're in the really good, your kid's really good and now they're playing travel and club, that travel and club coach should be able to provide enough skill development for you guys, but you might want to work on their athleticism a little bit more if you want to, their speed, their explosiveness, those types of things, their reaction times, those kind of things. I would look at plyometrics a little bit more. If you're on a club or travel team and you don't feel your kids' skills are being developed correctly, then you need to move to another team. Okay, so so from 8 to 10, that's where I would go with this. I would look for a private trainer, but I'd go for small groups, not private one-on-one training. You don't need that. They're too young for it. All right, so let's go from 10 to 12. Now here's an interesting age group, because what you really want to do now is start to look out for your kid for high school. If you think your kid's going to play in high school, or they want a chance to play in high school, this is where you as a parent are going to have to make some decisions for your kid. And what you want to do in this age group is, usually when a kid's a great athlete, and especially if they're tall or husky or anything like that, the coach puts them out of position on that team because they can do so much. And I'll talk about basketball. You'll have this 6'1" kid that can just jump out of gyms, great athlete, and they put him down on the post or at the power forward position. But when they get to high school, that's a guard. That's a point guard, maybe a 2 guard. If they get to college, it's definitely a point guard. So what you need to do now is go ahead and let the coach at the travel or the club level do what they're going to do. It's not a big deal. Okay? But what you want to do is you want to find a trainer now, and now we're looking for one-on-one time, or maybe as small as 1 to 3 people in a group. And you're going to go to that trainer and you're going to say this. You're going to say, hey, listen, I need my kid to be prepared for what the position they're going to play in high school, not for what they're doing now. And I don't need a general all-around skill development. We can do a little bit of that, but I want you to concentrate on getting them prepared to play a certain position, and let that trainer tell you where they think they can be. And here's the thing. Every position on the field, everybody has a different style of playing. So you want that trainer to be really in tune with your kid and make sure they're training them to be able to play that position the way they're going to play that position. All right? So I don't know if that's making sense to you guys, but if you watch any sport and any position, everybody has a style. They have movement. Some people are lightning quick, and some people know how to use angles. So you want to make sure that they're going to train them to play the position the way your kid's going to be able to play it. It doesn't make sense to do a whole bunch of speed drills, and your kid needs to be more methodical and do things a different way. All right? So find the trainer that fits what you're trying to do. And if the trainer goes, I don't know what you're talking about, you need to move on. Okay? All right. So from 8 to 10, we're doing more. We're going to go get a private trainer, but we're going to do small groups. All right? And that's what we're going to concentrate on. We will do some plyometric training, some speed training, things like that. You can do both of those, okay? But really, you're just still trying to develop their game. And if you can play club or travel, I think this would be a great time to do it. If you can't, stay back in the other league you're in and just work on their skill development. You'll be fine. It's going to take a little bit longer for you, but you'll get to where you need to be. From 10 to 12, you got to start thinking high school. If your kid's playing club or travel, you got to start thinking high school, and you got to start thinking about your kid and not just general how to play, but what are they going to play at the later age. Okay, if you do those things, I think you guys are going to be okay. Go to our website, ProfessorQSS.com. I write a lot of articles about this same stuff, so it's a little bit easier to digest. Okay, so go there and use it. Everything on the website is free. And we are putting together a database, which is one of the reasons I'm doing this today. I mentioned it earlier. That database, you can go in, put your zip code in, and it's going to try to find trainers located near you, and you can call them up absolutely free. Everything on that website is free. Okay? And also, what I need from you guys, when you find a great trainer, or if you know a great trainer, right below that little yellow box where you can put your zip code in, you're going to see a link that says trainer, sign up and join us. We're looking for trainers. We need to find people all across the world, because you know the way the internet works. People are watching this from everywhere, and they all have the same set of problems. That's one of the things we find out with the feedback we get from you guys. You guys are all having the same problems. This stuff is not, and we're going to make sure everybody gets through it fine. And if we work together as a community, we'll build this thing up. I got a couple other great things I'm going to start adding to the website. I'm really excited about this because you guys have made it possible for me to go out and be able to pay people for things when you buy some of the recommended products we show you guys on the website. So you guys are really helping us a lot. And as long as you guys help out, I'm more than willing to take that money, turn around, and provide more services for you guys. All right. Anyway, thanks a lot. Try to keep in mind that everything's going to be fine. We just want your kids to be happy, all right? The other thing I want you to do is, if you go to our website for the first time, look at our formula for success. We talk about the steps. We've actually made a formula out of it that you can find, and you'll see that you'll get where you need to get. If you just do what we said in that formula, you'll be absolutely fine. All right, so best of luck to you. Best of luck to your young athlete. Let's keep them in the game, and I'll be talking to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye.